The Newcastle Knights and the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks meet today in the New South Wales Women's Premiership.
Overton goes out to the left side. Here's Harvey's kick towards the eastern touch. Great take. Oh, Tyler Brown scores the try.
Now they go for a dummy short side play. Crashed over. And of course, it's their power forward, Leki Leilua, who scores.
Newcastle have been the best team in the competition, winning 10 of the 11 games they played this season to claim the minor premiership.
Now it's Overton coming to the right. Arsene. Dummies goes to herself. Arsene, great work. Arsene's over.
In the semi-final, the Knights were too good, defeating the Steelers 34-22 at Cogra.
Oliver's still going. Could we have a hat-trick from a number 9 in the first half? Back on the inside for the forward in Kukatai. Oh, yes!
The Red and Blues will be looking to right the wrongs of last year's grand final loss to Illawarra.
Take it quickly, and then bursting over Bronte Wilson. She's been the threat all day.
Cronulla finished third on the ladder, winning 8 matches this year.
This is in Filippo, then a shoveling pass, eventually finding Isamonga, who got the pass away to Donovan. Donovan scoots her way over, and Donovan will score.
The Sharks pulled off a comeback against the Mounties in the semi-final to punch their ticket into the decider.
Rapata from the sideline strikes it really well and gets it as well. Holy camoli!
Cronulla are aiming for their first women's premiership title and put the ghost of the 2022 grand final loss to the West Tigers to bed.
Emily Curtin waits for the footy. She gets it. She's got plenty of time. Enough time.
The West Tigers take out this grand final from the Cronulla Sharks.
It's the Newcastle Knights.
Tackle 4. Another crash play from Overton. And it's worked out. The Steelers can't hold on. The Knights huff and puff and blow the door down.
And the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks.
The kick through by Herman, bounced off Newcastle, picked up by the Sharks, and a try to Willie. Willie was in a good position.
In the 2025 New South Wales Women's Premiership Grand Final on the Sydney Sports Radio Network.
Oh, what a game this shapes up to be in the Women's Premiership. The Newcastle Knights were the team to beat in 2025, losing just one game this year. And they were dominant last week against the Steelers, while the Sharks, they came from behind against the Mounties after finishing third in the regular season. Equal second technically, but this one is going to be a beauty. Nicholas Kunyak with you alongside the team on a Sunday. Mike Sheen will be calling all the action. You look at this game, you look at what's happened over the last couple of weeks in this competition. The head says Newcastle should win and probably win comfortably, especially after the game we saw between the Sharks and the Knights on a Sunday evening about 3 or 4 weeks ago when the Knights just dominated.
Certainly does indicate that, Nick. Good afternoon, everybody. Great to be with you here at Parramatta on a gorgeous spring Sunday. The form line, the numbers, it all says Newcastle and probably by a margin. You're right. You can't not think that, but these girls from the Shire, they're not here just to make up numbers and for decorations only. They've got a side. You look at this lineup, there is quality across the park. They will more than test the Hunter Valley side. Yeah,
and I think that's an important thing to note. Connor McNally, this year, the Sharks have played some good football. One particular player I'm looking forward to seeing is Vasilovsky, the fullback. I think she's going to have a brilliant game today, and she's going to be important for the side.
Well, Cronulla, they're still chasing that first premiership. You just got to remember as well that Newcastle played at this very ground 12 months ago against the Illawarra Steelers. They'd be still reeling from that loss in last year's grand final, so we're looking to make amends 12 months on.
Yeah, the game that Newcastle probably should have won. It was a tough game of rugby league. As we go to Justin Davies on the sideline, what are you thinking? How do you see this game playing out?
I think it's going to be, I agree with the guys, I think it's going to be the Knights. I think they've got a bit too much firepower here. It's wonderful conditions down here, groundside. Had a bit of a chat to our cameraman straight from the Football New South Wales Gala dinner. We're both ready and pumped for this game.
Good old Brett Nelson, what a bloke he is, as we're about to see both sides make their way onto the field. It'll be the Sharks first as we await for the teams to come out. You can feel the anticipation. This is going to be a tough game of footy. I believe, boys, the Sharks have to be the first to score. I think if Newcastle score, it will be a lopsided game, but the Sharks score, I reckon that's going to make it interesting.
I think if Cronulla can stay in the contest, not necessarily score first, like the men on Friday night, if they can be in the contest with 15-20 to go, it's there to be won for them, but they need to stay with Newcastle. They can't let them get away.
Yeah, look, I still think, Connor, they've got to be the first to score with the Sharks.
They have to. They have to. And we know that they're a very cohesive side. The pathway system for the women's across all grades, like Lisa-Fia Ola, Tasha and this level, and of course NRLW, it's very, very well sorted. So they've got no excuse to not turn up today in this big dance.
Yeah, I think she's going to have a big game. Ella Rapata for the Sharks, just seeing on the monitor how important she'll be for this side today. I also think Miller Kane, of course, daughter of Joel Kane, I think she's going to be an impact for the Sharks. For Newcastle, we speak about some of their players, and they've got a whole host of players. I think the combination of Morris and Harvey, the halves, are going to have massive games. Henderson's a good fullback. Watch Buller. She can run hard all day. Sophie Buller, the second rower.
The one that I want to see the matchup is the two number 9s. Leah Ollerton for the Knights. Dangerous player. On the other side, Coffee Brookfield for the Sharks. No weakness there. Those two number 9s, whoever gets on top in that battle goes a long way to claiming the Women's Premiership trophy.
Yeah, I just look at this game and I think Newcastle, after what happened last year, they will right the wrongs of last year, I think. I think they've just been too good, but it's a great setup, and I think the path to place we've talked about before, the NRLWs. Here come the Knights onto the field. Mike Sheem at the lineup.
Kayla Henderson is your starting fullback for the Novo Castrians. Ava Glassy and Tyler Brown are on the wings. Saxby Shaw, Lucy Spain are the centres, Jolie Morris and Ashley Harvey are the halves. Lock forward Leilani Arsam, Carissa Reid and Sophie Buller in the second row, and up front Emily MacArthur, Leah Ollerton and Grace Kukatai. The bench, Charlie Larmett, Vakaya Darcy, Alia Parky and Liz Montgomery. Tasman Lushwitz is the 18th. Connor McNally, the Cronulla Sharks.
Cronulla Sharks are Tia Jordan Vasilowski in the fullbacks. The wings are Miller Kane and Georgia Willie. Noni Donovan and Dominique Dutois are the centres. Ella Robita and Olivia Herman are the halves. The forwards, Tamaya Kelly Signs in the prop forward, which is in Takata. Coffee Brookfield in the hooker position. Moira Sampson and Marnie Asamanga are the second rowers. Nakia Davis-Welch is the lock forward. Interchanges Sian Philippo, Tani Ingram, Felia Falalulu and Leki Leilua. The concussion sub is Michaela Langer.
Referee Brendan Marnie blows the whistle, says, let's get it on. We're away for the Women's Rugby League Grand Final. Sharks running right to left. They've kicked off. The Newcastle Knights in their traditional red and blue, and already 15 short of halfway. We've only had one tackle. They'll play it now, 15 short of halfway. That was Tyler Brown, the opening run. Now they work it more centrally. Newcastle, 10 short of halfway, 15 in, far side of the ground. They'll come back to the open right here, Cronulla, having to do some defending. That's the lock, the second rower there in Carissa Reid. The skipper takes them over the halfway line by about 8 metres, pretty well centre field. They'll come right-hand side through the hands of Ashley Harvey. Turns it inside for the front rower in Emily MacArthur. They're 15 inside Sharks territory. That'll be tackle 4. Just to the right of centre field. They switch it 1 to the left-hand side. On ball was a nice one. They found it a few more metres there, Newcastle. They're 23 metres out when they play it. That's tackle 5. Arm in the air. Up she goes. Last tackle. Ashley Harvey points it skyward. Not the best kick from her. It comes down. It'll come down for Newcastle in the end. Over Glassy, it'll be a penalty to the Knights. Player tackled off the ball. First penalty of the match comes after 70 seconds. Connor McNally, no score on the board. Knights and Sharks in the women's decider.
Well, just a little bit of silliness there from Cronulla in that opening set of 6, and they're going to put that one on report, tackling without the ball, and might have been taken a little bit high there too. So Rugby League Central will be looking at that during the week, but the Knights will get their second set of 6, and they'll take the tap heading towards the 10-metre line.
Carissa Reid takes it inside the 10. There are only 5 out from the line, 10 to the right of the uprights. Working to the right of your radio dial in the opening 35 minutes. They come left-hand side. Harvey went to go wide to the left-hand side, but the Cronulla defence was up in numbers and they shut it down. A dozen out from the line. 3 to the left of the uprights. Ollerton out, a dummy half. Ollerton to within 3 metres. There's 3 Sharks there to wrestle it down. Another penalty. 2 in quick succession for the Knights. Cronulla haven't touched it. We've had 2 minutes on the tickety-tock first half. No score. Ollerton will take the tap on the 10.
Back-to-back penalties for Cronulla. That's just not a good sign.
Certainly not the start they wanted. Kukatai gets it away. Found her front row partner in MacArthur. Only 4 metres out under the left-hand upright, southern end of the ground. Harvey, first receiver, went to give it. Pulls it back. Goes left-hand side. Finds Morris. Morris, 3 black, white and blue shirts there to wrap her up. 4 metres out, 22 in, far side of the ground. They come back to the open right once again. They've got bodies in motion. MacArthur. These 3 of them there to shut her down. Coming in was also Nakia Davis-Welsh to make the tackle. That's tackle 4. They come back right-hand side. They put it through their hands. Looking for Glassy for the corner. Did she get it down? No! Flag is up. She's centimetres out. She's gone into touch. Newcastle threw everything at Cronulla in the opening couple of minutes, and they've done well to hold on. No score, 3 and a bit gone.
Well, Cronulla really had to muscle up there in their defence there from Newcastle. They've had 3 sets of 6 as we go down to you, Justin Davies. Cronulla, they've been put on the back foot, but they've really muscled up in their defence just then.
Yeah, that'll be a big moment for Cronulla here. They had to defend 3 sets on their line, and they did well, taking her over the sideline, and they'll hopefully get... There was big cheers from the Cronulla bench to my right here as soon as they got that decision.
Great crowd here at Parramatta for Sunday afternoon rugby league. This is the entree to the main course coming up at 3. Penalty to the Sharks. High tackle is the ruling from referee Marnie. Penalty count is 2-1 to the Knights. We've only had 4 minutes in the first half. We'll take a collective breath. Ella Rapata will kick for touch on the eastern side of Parramatta. Puts it into touch, 40 metres out from the Cronulla line. Defending the RSL club into the ground in the first half. They'll tap and go from the 10-metre mark. Not make any real ground on that first run. That was Kelly Signs going for a run. Made about 4 or 5 metres. Out of dummy half, Brookfield goes right-hand side, the unders line, right option there. Olivia Herman found a runner underneath. Brookfield appealing for a penalty. The taxis are out on O'Connell Street if you're looking for one. She'll play it 42 metres out now. That's Carter taking it forward. Brookfield going for a run. Great run there from Brookfield. She's going to be dangerous. 29 metres out, they play it. Nakia Davis-Welsh takes it forward. Found a runner on the outside. Arm up, last tackle. 21 metres out. 3 to the right of the uprights, northern end. Kick, little grubber kick. The Fred Flintstone to inside that 10. Was that high? Referee's going to say it was. That looked high from up here, and the referee spotted it. 3rd penalty to the Knights.
Well, that was a very, very good set up until that point for the Cronulla Sharks, but they've let themselves down with that high shot there, and Newcastle in front with the penalty count, 3 penalties to 1, and didn't make much metres there as they kick for the Western touch. They'll take the 10-by-10 restart on the 20-metre mark.
That's where they have it now. Comes infield for the second rower in Carissa Reid, the skipper, leading from the front as per usual. Plays it 28 metres out from her own line, 20 in western side. Back it comes to the centre of the ground towards the middle of Parramatta. And they'll play it now, the Knights, 12 short of halfway. Working again to the right-hand side. That pass was in line with our commentary position. Referee said it was okay. Kukatai got it back on the inside to Ollerton, still alive. Sam within 33 metres. Good work here from the Knights. They're attacking early and hard. 32 metres out centre field. They come to the left-hand side once again. That's Morris spinning it wide, finding Lucy Spain. Got it away to the winger in Tyler Brown inside the 10. They're only 4 or 5 metres out. 10 in from touch, eastern side of the ground. They go short side left. They've got numbers. The touchline's going to be the Cronulla friend. They force it down 3 metres out. That's Jolie Morris. Plays it now. Back it comes right-hand side. Harvey, the grubber kick into the in-goal. Bouncing, battered, dead by the Sharks. Great defence there from the Sharks. Line drop out to come.
Oh boy, Newcastle applying so much pressure, but Cronulla resisting it, and they've had to really muscle up again. Justin Davies, down to you. I'm a bit concerned at the moment for what Cronulla might be offering against Newcastle. They seem to be much, much stronger earlier on.
Yeah, Newcastle is looking very sharp in attack here. They're putting pressure on Cronulla, who had to make a few scrambles to make sure they keep their line safe. They'll have to throw something at them. Their first set in attack wasn't the greatest, but they'll have to throw more at them.
They're 20 metres out from the restart. Newcastle 20 in from touch, eastern side of the ground, working to the right in the first half as we look at it. Putting it through the hands. In comes Kayla Henderson, the fullback, to make the extra player. Found Saxby Shaw on the right-hand side. Plays it 8 metres out. Back it comes through the hands. That's a Ward 4B special out of first receiver from Henderson. They do well to clean up their Newcastle. 9 metres out from the line. They'll play it 14 in from touch. Western side of the ground. Back to the open right they go. Harvey. They've shut her down well, Cronulla, early on. They've come up with the ball. Referee's going to say knock on from Newcastle. Knock on from the Knights, and the Sharks come away with it. High fives from the black, white and blue army.
Well, I've got to say, Newcastle just killing themselves with that momentum, with that knock on there. Cronulla getting the possession of the ball with the loose head and feet, but it's inside their own territory. And worse than that, it's inside their own red zone. They need to get it out of their own red zone as quickly as possible and try and make as much media as they can to get inside Newcastle territory.
They'll have the scrum about 17 metres out from their own line at the southern end of the ground. No score on the board. We've had 8.5 minutes in the first half. Cronulla attacking from inside their own 20. Don't worry about what they're going to do. They'll take it right on the first tackle. Brought down 40 metres out. I'll put my teeth back into place. Sharks on the attack. Right-hand side, they come open left once again. It's been all action in the opening 8 minutes here at Parramatta Stadium today. Nearly 9 gone, no score on the board. Cronulla, left-hand side they come. Rapata, the dangerous Ella Rapata, finds a runner on the outside. Davis Welsh popped it out the back for Brookfield. Don't give her any room to run. They bring her down 22 metres out, 3 to the left of the uprights at the northern end. Dummy half is Rapata. They put it through their hands. That's the front rower there in Kelly Signs. Works it inside the quarter by 5 or 6 metres, 20 in. Eastern side of the ground, they're running to our left in the first half. They go short side right. That was a flatter than flat ball. Outside ball was a nice one for the skipper in Donovan. 5 metres out, 10 metres in. Far side of the ground, arm up, last tackle. Back she comes through the hands. Davis Welsh. That's come off a Newcastle player. The referee's going to say, was that a knock on? The referee says no. Thought the touch judge on the near side. Yes, it was. The touch judge on the near side picked it up. I thought I saw a little fumble. The referee said, yes, I saw it too. Scrum feed Cronulla, 15 out.
Came off the foot there of the Newcastle player there as they were trying to kick that. It was the Davies Welsh there that tried to grab a kick it to give Cronulla an opportunity to try and chase for it. But it came off Newcastle, and then as it was picked up by Newcastle, knocked it on cold. And I agree with you. It looked like it was knocked on, and thankfully, the touchy on the western side said, yep, that was a knock-on.
So the scrum feed, 15 metres out, centre field. We've had 10 1/4 on the tickety-tock. No score, Knights and Sharks. Mike Sheen, Connor McNally, Justin Davies on the touchline. Sharks on the attack, almost an obstruction there. Referee says no, that was okay. They'll play it on the first, a dozen from the line, 20 in, eastern side. Back to the open right, Davis Welsh finds the other runner there in the front rower in Carter. They got Carter 4 metres out from the line under the black dot northern end. They come left-hand side. Rapata, no, she's spinning almost on the whirling dervish. Brought down 3 metres out. Brookfield goes herself. Brookfield, did she get it down? Yes, she did. I tell you what she did. Try time, Cronulla. They lead the grand final after 11, 4 points to nil. Connor McNally, we said the number 9s were the key. Cronulla just proved it.
Well, that was just absolutely brilliant play there from Rapata, who took the head up, played the ball, and then offloaded it there. And that was just a brilliant run there by Coffee Brookfield. And we said in the beginning of the match, you can't stop Coffee Brookfield when she's got the ball. And Newcastle were just unable to do that. They tried everything that they can, but Coffee Brookfield dives over the line. She actually barged her way over the line and puts the first points on the board in the grand final. This time last year, no one scored in the opening half. This time, Cronulla opened the scoring, and Justin Davies, that is the best start possible for the Sharkies.
Yeah, the Sharks did what they needed to. You guys highlighted the matchup of the hookers to start with, and it's the Sharks hooker that gets the chocolates there. Their second attacking set, and they make Newcastle pay for missing those early opportunities, and they'll need that in this game.
So the conversion attempt now coming from Ella Rapata, the dangerous Ella Rapata. About 13 metres out, probably 5 to the left of the uprights, maybe a little bit more.
I was more concerned before. Hang on.
Kick is up and successful. 1 from 1 for Cronulla. They lead at 6-0, Connor McNally.
I was just going to say, before Rapata took the kick and stopped myself short, I've got to say, I was a bit more concerned about Cronulla because that early stanza, that first 10 minutes, Newcastle looked much, much stronger. But it was that brilliant run there by Tia Jordan-Vasilevsky from that scrum set going along that eastern edge. She really set everything up for the Cronulla Sharks. And as I said, they needed to get inside Newcastle territory. Just took that first play from that scrum tackle to get that done. And now they're on the board and lead the match 6-0.
Perfect start for the Shire side. The Hunter Valley a little bit nervous after a dozen minutes in the grand final. We've played 13. Sharks lead at 6-0. Mike Sheen, Connor McNally, Justin Davies is your call team. As we see Cronulla from the restart. They'll take it on the first tackle about 28 metres out from the eastern try line, or the southern try line, eastern side of the ground. I'll get my compass out. Somebody find Dora for me. As we see Cronulla straight up the middle. That's what I know. Straight hard rugby league. Up the middle, they're 4 short of halfway. That was Carter going for another run. She's been impressive early. Herman turns it inside. They like that unders line there, Cronulla. That's the winger in Georgia Willie. Keeps it alive. Second phase ball, Carter kept it alive. Second handle in the set. Now it's Dom Dutois. Don't give her any room. Dom Dutois inside the 10. Brought down 4 metres out. Great tackle there over the top. It had to be made. Rapata keeps it alive. Davis Welsh. Did she get it down? No. Held up. Somehow Newcastle got under her. Somehow they kept her from scoring. She goes back to the 10 to play it. Last tackle. Arm in the air, time back on. Rapata, little Fred Flintstone into the in goal. Newcastle have to play it, line drop out. Connor McNally, save me. It's been all action in the opening 14 minutes.
The momentum has swung now to Cronulla's way. After scoring that opening try, they are really, really strong now in their attack. And it was Dom Dutois that did that run along that the western side there of the touchline, the left edge, and they almost got over for Dutois. And also, let's not forget, it was Tamaya Kelly Signs, Kanakia Davies well. She almost got over as well as we get the goal line drop out there from the Knights.
Only goes about 32 on the bounce. We'll draw a collective breather once again. It's been frenetic football in the women's grand final. We've played nearly 15 minutes. Sharks lead at 6-0 thanks to Coffee Brookfield on 11. Now they put it through their hands. Carter keeps it alive. Rapata trying to work something here. Found a runner on the outside in the form of Sampson. Delilah's up in the grandstand watching as Sampson plays at 14 metres out. Brookfield, right hand side. Davis Welsh inside ball to Carter. Read like that tomorrow's front page. That was well directed. Newcastle on the defensive. Davis Welsh gets stopped. 3 of them there to shut her down. 3 metres out. Brookfield, right-hand side. Short ball to the left-hand side. Oh, did she get it down? She did get it down. Monique Donovan, the captain, scores number 2 for the Sharks. They lead at 10-0 after 15 and a half minutes.
Wow. Monique Donovan, brilliant run on the burst there and took the pass there from Rapata and went barged her way over the line. That's 2 barges over the line for the Sharkies, and they extend that lead to 10 points to 0. But it was all previous in that set of 6 prior to that with Dom Dutois with that run along that left edge. But now the Newcastle Knights, they're scrambling. Justin Davies, what do Newcastle need to do to get themselves back into this match?
They've got to get themselves back into field position. They've given away some silly breaks here, and they're just allowing the Sharks to have the time up down their end. They're showing their class here. One's on the left, one's on the right. And you can see Nakia Davis-Welch with some NRLW experiences leading the way for the Sharks.
And what a great addition to have to bring Nakia Davis-Welch into your New South Wales Premiership side, along with Dom Dutois. The experience that those two bring is just incredible to have as we see Cronulla going to the bench for the first time. JD, I know you're down there. It looks like it's Sean Filippo coming on.
Correct, that's it. They're bringing some reinforcements after a very good start for the Sharkies here. They want to keep that going.
Conversion attempt, like my 6 iron. It went through though. Unlike my 6-iron, it went the way it should have, but it was very, very dodgy. Cronulla leads by a dozen.
How is your golfing game at the moment?
Let's not talk about it. The less said about that, the better for everyone, Connor. Yeah. Newcastle, they were in a huddle in the end goal at the northern end while that conversion attempt was being lined up. They look shell-shocked. They don't know what's hit them in the opening 17 and a half minutes. Midway through the first half, they're down by a dozen. I don't think anybody outside of the Shire saw this coming. Carter straight up the middle. She's been impressive. Jacinda Carter, she's worked her backside off in the opening 17, 18 minutes. The Sharks over the 30, nearly up to the 40-metre line. That's Sean Filippo for a run. Brookfield dummied right, went left. The unders line was the right line to run there for Cronulla. Up to the halfway line. 22 in from touch, western side of Parramatta. They'll play it now. Brookfield out of dummy half, goes right-hand side. Davis Welsh finds the halfback in Herman. They keep it alive here. Cronulla 42 metres out. They come back to the left. Davis Welsh straight up the middle this time. Under the left chicken wing, she takes it. 30, 29, 28 metres out before they wrestle her to the turf. Sun-soaked Parramatta. I said before, the taxis are on O'Connell Street. You won't find any in here. Herman put the little grubber kick in. She looks like she's taken a knock as well, Olivia Herman. We've got a knock on here, according to referee. It'll be a turnover for Newcastle. And they'll play it 15 metres in from touch, 25 out eastern side of Parramatta Stadium. They trail by 12.
It's the first bit of football that Newcastle will be touching for a little while. It's been all Cronulla in probably the last 10 minutes or so. And they have that advantage now, 12 points to nil, as they bring it up 10 metres short of the halfway line, heading south towards Westfield.
And big defence there. Carter and Davis Welsh making the tackle, a big physical tackle. Now Newcastle, couple short of halfway, pretty well middle of the ground. They'll come left-hand side. I thought they were going to go right. They go back to the left through Kukatai. Kukatai plays at 6 metres inside Cronulla territory, 15:40 to the break. They're down 12-0, the Novo Castrians. Henderson cuts it back on the inside, finds Carissa Reid, the skipper. She'll need to lead from the front. Arm up, last tackle, 35 metres out, just to the right of centre field. Comes back for the kick from Harvey. A low punching kick over the shoulder there of Georgia Willie, who wheels around into the in goal. Can she get out? Oh, she does very, very well. She's lost it. She's lost it as she went to ground, a metre out from the line. Here's a chance for the Knights. 10 out, 20 in, western side.
Oh boy, you don't want to do that right on your own try line and allow Newcastle to potentially return serve and get their first points on the board. Justin Davies, down to you. This is a great opportunity for the Knights to strike.
Yeah, this is what the Knights needed. It was a good little kick there, just bounced over her head, and then she's trying to get it back in the field of play. She loses it. Big chance for the Knights to strike back after. This is the first big ball they've had since the opening minutes.
Looks like another interchange down on the touchline as well, JD. I'll leave that with you as we see the Knights inside the 10 now, only about 8 metres out in front of the left-hand upright, southern end of the ground. They work it left-hand side. Morris puts it through their hands. Can't find a way through, still fighting. 3 and 4 and 5 of them there. Held up in goal in the end. Back to the 10 we come. Sharks lead at 12-0, 14 and a quarter to go first half. They come back to the right-hand side now. They want to put it through their hands. They do. MacArthur brought down 8 metres out in front of the black dot at the southern end of the ground. Ollerton out of dummy half, 1 pass, 2 pass, left-hand side. Ollerton wrapping around, kept it alive. Morris over the top. They've got numbers here, Newcastle. Surely they score. No! Somehow she's been held up. Somehow Cronulla scrambled. And they've forced them back. Second time in a set. Back to the 10 they come once again. Lucy Spain doing the attacking. Play restarts now. Up the middle, that's Kukatai. They haven't given her any room. Grace Kukatai plays it 5 metres out. Last tackle, Ollerton keeps it alive. Out the back, Hail Mary ball picked up by the Knights. Can they answer their prayers? Buller driving for the line. No way through there. Turnover on the last, 3 metres out.
That was a very, very good set by Newcastle, but Cronulla, they just seem a little bit more edgier now. They seem to have a lot more composure from that set of 6 by the Knights and been able to keep them out of the in goal there. So now Cronulla need to work their way out of their own red zone.
Confidence is sky higher in the Shire right now as we see them over the 20. Great run there. Over the 20 by 4 or 5 metres. Dutois out of dummy half, the dangerous Dom Dutois. They'll know her risk. She beats a couple. Still going, still fighting. Dutois brought down 13 metres short of halfway. They've made about 30 metres in 2 tackles, the Sharks. They put it through their hands to the left-hand side. That's Licky Leilua taking it forward. Still going Leilua over halfway, and a penalty to the Sharks. They wanted to tap and go quickly. The FPOS restart was declined. They've gone the tap and go. It was declined, insufficient funds. High tackle is the ruling.
Mike knows that all too well.
I wish I could say you were wrong.
Hopefully it's not for you, Justin.
Office works denies.
He's saying nothing. Don't blame you, Justin.
Kick finds the line, 28 metres out. 10 in from touch. Dutois takes the tap. They put it through the hands. Leilua inside the 30 by about 8 metres. Keeps it alive. They've got numbers to the right-hand side here, Cronulla. Davis Welsh held it. Still going. The most dangerous player on the field. So on with the ball. Got it away to Brookfield. Inside the 10. Brought down 5 metres out. Under the uprights, northern end of the ground. They come back to the left-hand side. Switch ball, unders line, Leilua. There's 5 of them there to stop her. Brought back a metre out. Brookfield into dummy half, fires it left. Rapata kept it alive. It's still there for Cronulla. Did they get it down? Oh, she's centimetres short. No, they're going to say she got it down. She got it down. That's 3 for Cronulla. 3 for Cronulla inside 15 minutes. The try is given. Dom Dutois gets it down. 3 tries to the Sharks. They lead 16-0. Kick to come.
Oh boy, Dom Dutois. When she's on a roll, she's on a roll. And she finally gets one on the board. And you were a bit hesitant there to see if she actually got over the line. She made it easy to get over the line, despite the fact that Newcastle were trying their hardest to stop her getting over the line. It was Rapata, offloads the ball. It was picked up there by Sampson there, and then it was Dutois, and she managed to dive over the line. Justin Davies, brilliant stuff there by the Sharks.
Yeah, wonderful stuff for the Sharks. Are continuing their great start, and it looks like Tani Ingram is coming on for the Sharks now, and Knights are going to make their first change with Alea Parkey coming on in a second here. So the Knights try to wrestle back some momentum here.
I've just had a look at that replay. I'd love to send that up to the bunker. I'd love to get a third opinion on that. I'm not so sure. The referee said yes. Looking at the replay, oh geez.
It was tight. It was very tight.
Yep, so Rapata, all that matters is it's in the book. 10 to go first half. Rapata to make it 18 points to 0 Cronulla. 5 metres in. Kick looks good. Has it got the legs? You better believe it does. 3 out of 3 for the Sharks.
Brilliant.
Cronulla 18, Newcastle 0.
To think 12 months ago in this very corresponding match between Newcastle and Illawarra, there was no score in the opening half. Today, Cronulla puts 18 points, 3 converted tries on the Newcastle Knights early, and we're into the final 9.5 minutes of this first half. Newcastle, they need to score before half-time if they have any chance of keeping themselves in this grand final.
They only conceded 106 in the regular season, and then another, let me just check my notes, 22 in the semi-final. So that's 128 points. They've conceded 18 inside 35 minutes. Inside 30 minutes, no less. So they don't know what's going on. No one here at Parramatta knows what's going on. All we know is the Sharks lead at 3 tries to 0. Brookfield, second tackle from the restart. The Newcastle defence is up in numbers. As we see Cronulla, 15 short of halfway. They decide to put it through their hands. There's Leilua, get out of the way, she says. The fend. 3 and 4 there to try and stop her. A dozen short of halfway. Eventually plays it, gets the penalty. Gets the penalty. They were all over her like a bad rash. And the penalty comes. Interference in the ruck is the official call. It's a very warm afternoon here at Parramatta. And And the temperatures are rising out in the middle. Will that find the line? Yes.
Good kick.
Great kick. Finds touch 15 inside Sharks territory. They're on the attack now. They'll take the tap. 10 in, 15 inside Newcastle's half. Leilua takes 3, pops it out the back. The little flick ball out the back for Brookfield. Brought down 28 metres out. Making the tackle was Alia Parky, who's on in 16 for the Knights. They put it through their hands to the right-hand side. Now it's with Herman. Keeps it going out wide further. On the far wing, that's Miller Kane taking it forward. Wrestled to ground, 22 metres out. She'll play it 15 in, eastern side of the ground. They put it through their hands. Davis Welsh, Leilua. Again, that don't argue. I wouldn't want to line up in front of that. Fended her off like a fly at a Barbie. 13 metres out, Cronulla on the attack again. Rapata, Dutois, trying to find an opening. Dom Dutois, no! A metre out, maybe less. She can smell the chalk, she's that close. Dummy halfies, Tani Ingram in 14. Back it comes, Rapata. Long ball, wasn't the best pass. Picked up on about the third bounce. The referee's going to say it was okay. I thought he was going to rule knock on. He said no. Arm up, last tackle, 22 out, Cronulla. Ingram. Little grubber kick, that's offside. That'll be a penalty to Cronulla. Connor McNally, they were offside there. The Knights explained that one for us.
Well, I guess you could say that they just were literally offside in front of the touchy there, and just the positioning there for Newcastle, as it was grubber kick there by Vasilevsky, and it was picked up there by Newcastle, and it was in fact picked up there by Lucy Spain, and Spain, right place, wrong time.
15 metres out, the kick finds the line. They've got a full set of 6 at their disposal. 6:25 and counting to the break. Cronulla leads at 18-0. That's Connor McNally, Justin Davies downstairs. Mike Sheen bringing you all the action of the women's decider on grand final day. Eismunger plays it. Through their hands they come. Rapata, they keep it alive. Dutois had her pocket picked. Ava Glassey's away and racing to the 40, the halfway line. The cover comes in the form of Georgia Willie, who makes the tackle. 35 metres out from the Cronulla line. They needed that, the Knights. Now on the next run. Saxby short of the 20. End-to-end rugby league at Parramatta for your Sunday afternoon. They go right-hand side once again. Alia Parky settles it up the middle to within 13 metres. She'll play it now. Dummy half is Larbert. Right-hand side, the unders line for Carissa Reid, the skipper. Back of the box, JP screaming, get it left, get it left. She's going to be held up in goal. Back to the 10, they'll come the Knights. They haven't said yet, but they're on the attack, 10 metres out. Carissa Reid plays it. Back to the right-hand side of the Cronulla defence. That's the lock forward, Leilani Arsam. 8 metres out. 2 in the tackle. Ingram out of dummy half. In fact, that was Larmid out of dummy half. Kick over the top. The bounce is a wicked one for Cronulla. Newcastle will bring it around and score. Tyler Brown got the room service delivery. The Knights are on the board. 5 to go first half.
Rugby league can be so cruel, can't it? It can be so cruel. That kick there by Newcastle. Cronulla were just going to try and catch it in the end goal, but it bounces, and it bounces back into the favour of Newcastle, and it was Tyler Brown that picked up the ball. We'll have a look at it again, and it was just brilliantly executed. It was actually picked up before there by Newcastle with that intercept there from Ava Glassey. Glassey almost went herself, got tackled there by Georgia Willie, but then it was that kick. It was the kick there by Kayla Henderson, bounces backwards into the safe hands there of Tyler Brown, and Newcastle get on the scoreboard 4 minutes before halftime. Justin Davies, brilliant stuff.
Yeah, that was much needed for the Knights. I think they've got to go to their wings when they're attacking. They're finding space out there, and the rugby league ball can bounce some wicked ways. And Newcastle got the bounce they needed. They need to go up in 6s here if they're going to chase down the Sharks.
The conversion attempt 15 metres out, 18 metres in. The Knights fans liked it.
And they don't care because they love it.
They loved it. That was it. They needed that. The conversion attempt coming from Ashley Harvey. Can she make it 18-6? 3.5 to the break here at Parramatta. Low, flat, and away. Oh, she needed that one, Ashley Harvey. It remains 18-4. Newcastle trails Cronulla 3.25 to half time.
That could be costly for Newcastle. You can't miss a kick like that in key moments like that. But look at that. Played there by Newcastle. It was that kick there by Henderson. And Cronulla were chasing for a bounce as it goes over the top of the head there of Miller Kane, I think it was. But then it was, picked up by Tyler Brown. And Newcastle finally on the scoreboard. But they need to get their conversions of here on if they have any chance of keeping themselves in this grand final.
There was a collective sigh of relief from the Hunter Valley when that try was scored. They needed that like nothing else. So the restart now. Rapata doesn't drive it terribly deep, but sends it wide. Well taken there by Leah Ollerton. Took it well on the fly, brought down 25 metres out, 12 in. Eastern side of Parramatta. 2:20 remaining, first half. Newcastle trails 18-4. 3 tries to 1. But a vital conversion missed by Ashley Harvey, which would have given them the psychological boost. Now they swing it to the right-hand side. Newcastle inside the 40, over the line, approaching halfway. That was lock forward Leilani Arsam going for a run. Now it's Larmett, short ball to the right-hand side of the Newcastle attacking line. And they'll play it now. And they'll get the penalty. They'll take the quick tap and go. They're off and running here, Newcastle, dying stages of the first half. They wanted the penalty, it didn't come. Larmett, short ball, finds Arsam. Arsam to within 13 metres of the Cronulla line, just to the left of the upright southern end of the ground. Larmett puts it through the hands. Morris finds a runner on the inside underneath. The unders line again looks to be a popular one today. Larmett out of dummy half to the right-hand side. And they'll play it now only 2 metres out from the line. I think that might be Montgomery in 17 who's been held up over the line. Just short of the line, they'll come back and they'll go and they'll score Newcastle. I don't think it's going to be a try though. No, it'll be a penalty to Cronulla.
Obstruction is the call there. And that's the right call there by the referee in Brandon Manny.
We've got time off with 50 seconds remaining. Just having a look at the replay.
Oh,
it's a bit of a tough call. Montgomery's been knocked over by Larmett, but she's literally gone straight under her legs.
And I think she was offside as well, so that would explain why the penalty was conceded by Newcastle. And Montgomery,
but I don't know where Montgomery's meant to go. I know she was trying to work under the player in the ruck, but she can't lift herself vertically 30 feet up, so where's she meant to go?
What do you do?
It's a penalty every day of the week, but go down to JD on the touchline.
What's your thoughts there, mate?
Yeah, it's a tough call, I think, for the Knights. It's a double whammy there. She looks a bit hurt here as well, but I think Larmett has given the Knights a bit of spark since she's come on. She's been crisp service from dummy half, and she's went close there, obviously, before the penalty call, but I think right call. You can't burrow through someone that's just standing there. I understand Sheensy is saying she can't move anywhere, but it's a tough one, but the right call.
Yeah, definitely the right call, JD. It is a tough one, but it is the correct call from Brandon Manny. Certainly no argument with that. As we see this treatment for Liz Montgomery. Interchange forward. Doing some strength testing on the ankle.
It's just the way she landed. It was just like being pulled back.
And it was Larmett went right into her ankle, and Achilles really hit her at a bad angle. She looks okay though, and it'll be a penalty to Cronulla, a metre out from their own line.
I guess that was an accidental obstruction. That's pretty much it. That's the call there by Brandon Manny.
And as I said, Montgomery can't go straight up to disappear, but it had to be a penalty.
Well, Cronulla will try and utilise whatever time they've got left in this opening half to their advantage here, and they're near the 20-metre line.
15 metres out, clock shows 36 seconds and counting. To the break, it's Cronulla 18, Newcastle 4. Mike Sheen, Connor McNally, Justin Davies with you for this one on the Sydney Sports Radio Network. I'm sure you're enjoying it as much as we are from here at Parramatta as we see the Sharks on the stroke of half time. 23 metres out, they come back to the left-hand side. Davis Walsh. Nobody bought that dummy. They drive her back 3 metres, making no real territory on that run, but that's not a concern for the Sharks. They come out of dummy half, going to the left-hand side. And that should be the last play of the first half. There's the siren in the background. Referee Brandon Manny says, thank you everybody, go and have a breather for 10. That is half time, and at the break, the Cronulla Sharks lead the Newcastle Knights 18 points to 4.
Wow. What has been a very outstanding first half. Try scorers for the Sharkies, Brookfield, Donovan and Detroit. Rapata is 3 from 3, while Brown scored the sole try for Newcastle and they missed the kick. So it's 18 points to 4 in the Women's Premiership. Can the Sharks continue this, or will the minor premiers find a way back? We'll find out shortly on the Sydney Sports Radio Network. Grand final day in the New South Wales Rugby League for 2025.
You're listening to New South Wales Rugby League 25 on the Sydney Sports Radio Network. You're listening to New South Wales Rugby League 25 on the Sydney Sports Radio Network.
Back here at the Western Sydney Stadium, halftime in the Women's Premiership Grand Final for 2025. And who would have thought it is the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks leading 18 points to 4 in what has been, well, I'm not going to say a rout, but something that we didn't expect. Mike Sheen, it's almost like it's a war and the Sharks have snuck up from behind on the Knights, because that's what it looks like.
It's almost pantomime levels. They're behind you.
Yes.
And they didn't see it coming, Newcastle. Mind you, I don't think anybody saw that opening 35 minutes from the Cronulla Sharks, bar the Sharks faithful. I don't think anybody saw that coming. Mind you, it took us 11 minutes to get any action, but once it happened, boy oh boy did we get some action.
Sure, we sure did. And I got to say, Newcastle looked stronger in the opening 10 minutes, but as soon as the momentum swung to Cronulla with that opening try, all that momentum just went 100% towards the Sharkies' favour, and they've really dominated. I know Newcastle scored just before half-time, but you've got to make sure you've got to keep your conversions up. You've got to get them pinpoint accurate, and that's what Newcastle need to do for this second half if they have any chance to win the competition.
As JD said, they've got to go in sixes, Newcastle. That conversion miss from Harvey with about 5 minutes to go in the first half, that could be vital.
The problem is, though, kicking's always been an issue for the Knights, so that's going to be the interesting thing in this second half. Repeating the try scorers for those who've just joined us. For the Sharks, it's Brookfield, Donovan, Detroit. Rapati is 3 from 3 with the boot. Brown, 1 try for the Newcastle Knights, and they missed the conversion through Ashley Harvey, so it is 18-4. On the sideline, Justin Davies. Now, what are you making about this game at the moment? Because we keep on saying how the Sharks have pretty much put the ambush on Newcastle. It almost feels like the Sharks are doing a Knights in this game.
Pretty much. The Sharks are playing Newcastle how Newcastle wanted to play. They absorbed that early pressure from Newcastle and then just have struck through their strike weapons, their hooker, the centre, and now Newcastle have a job to do. As Oasis was playing a bit earlier, they're going to need a wonder wall to try and get back into this.
Can I go on?
I was just saying off air, Davis Walsh and Carter have been massive for the Sharks in the opening 35 minutes. They've played the house down, and Kelly Sines hasn't been bad either. But Davies, Welsh and Carter have been massive for the Sharks.
You took the words out of my mouth just then. They have been absolutely effective in that forwards role for the Sharks since they come onto the field, since the start of the match, literally. And they are very, very, very strong. And let's not forget, Dom Detroit. She had 2 attempts of getting over the line, but of those attempts, she got 1 over the line in the northwestern corner heading towards the Leagues Club.
And the second one, she was only centimetres away from getting it down.
Just quickly as well, in terms of the field here, because it's a warm day, they've had the can, the watering can. So not the sprinkles or anything, the watering cans. Remember, in between games, we are seeing, or at least at halftime of each game, we're seeing kids coming onto the field, which is pretty cool. I think that's a great thing the league's done. Both sides are onto the field. We're 35 minutes away to find out who is the Women's Premiership champions this year. Will it be the Newcastle Knights or will it be Cronulla? Newcastle have to do it from behind. Just quickly, yesterday in the women's competition in Brisbane, it was the Tigers too good for Burleigh, 22 points to 6. We'll find out if the Knights can come back. They're down 18-4 against the Sharks. It's going to be a cracking finish. Mike Sheen, take it away.
Thank you, Nicholas Kutniak. Parramatta looking a postcard today. Temperatures in the mid to high 20s. And it is A1 Rugby League action that's being delivered. You can hear us here at 107.1 FM at the ground. We're away for the final 35 minutes of 2025 in the Women's Premiership season. The kickoff fielded eventually on the try line by Carter for the Sharks. And she'll play it about 8 metres out from the line. In fact, that's Davis Walsh who took the first run. Leilua puts it down. Montgomery has recovered from that knock late in the first half. She'll play it 3 metres out from the line. 22 in from touch, western side. They're running to the left of your radio dial in the second half. The Sharks defending the northern end or the Leagues Club end as they roll right here. Newcastle, they've had fire and brimstone in the rooms downstairs. We'll hear from JD shortly what was said at the break. But the Knights on the attack. Montgomery trying to step away through the line. Won't get through this time. But there is a penalty to the Knights for a high tackle. I make the penalty count 5-all.
Well, at least that's even up now, Mike, because it was Newcastle that had the early count with the 3-1. But now Newcastle on the attack.
There's Montgomery. I thought it was her earlier. It might have been one of the support players. But Montgomery under the uprights, northern end. 2 metres out, comes right-hand side for Cronulla to defend. They put it through their hands, the Knights. That's Lucy Spain trying to find a way through, doesn't get through. Another penalty to the Knights inside the 10.
Well, Cronulla conceding more penalties, back-to-back penalties early in the first minute and a half of this second half. And if they're not careful, they might see a player being sent to 10 minutes.
As we see the tap and go from Lucy Spain, tries to catch them napping. Legs are pumping towards the line, and she's going to be stopped a metre out, dragged back another one. Dummy half is Jolie Morris. Larmett turns it unders, finds Sophie Buller. Buller can't crash through, 3 metres out. Larmett dummy half, spins it right-hand side. They put it through their hands, that's Sam. Sam under the uprights, under the black dot at the northern end. And she'll be told to take it back 10 metres. And she'll play it right under the black dot, 10 metres out. Larmett, right-hand side. Short ball was a lovely one for Kayla Henderson. And they were not going to stop her from there. Henderson is in. The comeback is on from the Knights. 18-8 they trail.
Oh boy, what a start there for... What a start there. Here we go. We got the music going now. But what a start there for Newcastle. Back-to-back penalties definitely hurt the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks in the first 90 seconds of that match. But it was then Kayla Henderson who took the pass after they almost got over the line with Leilani Assam. But they went to their right edge and it was quickly popped out to Kayla Henderson who managed to get her over the line. She had about 2 Sharks players hanging off her, but in the end, no one could stop the fullback for the Novocastrian, Justin Davies. That's the start the Knights needed in the second half.
Definitely, that's the start they needed. Knights were looking a bit sloppy in their attack before that, going out to the wings, but the passes weren't sticking. But that's what they've got to do, get it to their strike weapons, especially Kayla Henderson, and let her run at people. And you saw how she scored there.
You were a bit hesitant there.
For a moment I was, Connor, just for a brief moment. The put down, but having a look at the replay, she slammed it down and perfectly fine.
Slammed it down like a solo kick.
Absolutely.
Love it.
As we'll go to JD after the kick for the halftime wrap. The Knights in a huddle on halfway. The Sharks certainly not the start they expected after halftime.
You know what's happening.
Oh, hello, the hot food's here. That'll be right.
JP's already...
The cold stuff turns up in the early game.
JP's
now
smashing about half of them now.
Yeah.
He won't leave any for us.
I was going to say, I hope there's some crumbs left behind. I know Penfold and Danger Mouse are in charge of the food here, but...
Oh, crumbs!
Now Harvey needs to convert this. On the painted 20 metres out, eastern side of the ground. Ooh, geez, didn't look good off the boot. It wasn't, waved away. Cronulla leads at 18-8. Justin Davies touchline. What did they say at halftime?
So the Sharks just want to continue to get their strong line to make sure they try to keep the Knights out. Obviously, it didn't happen in that start, and the Knights wanted a quick start, which they got here. And again, the Knights, their goal kicking is proving they're undone. They're only going up in 4s when they need to go up in 6s.
Those two conversions there, Mike, not good for Newcastle.
No, and they weren't hard kicks either. No. The first one, okay, might have been a bit tricky. The second one, 15 in from touch, 20 metres out. You should be slotting that more times than not. Restart now from the Sharks again, not deep, goes about 28 metres as we see Larmit, no that's not Larmit, that's Alia Parky taking it forward on the first. Now Montgomery, second tackle, going to be wrestled to ground 13 metres short of halfway, pretty well centre field. Knights running right to left as we see it in the second half. They come back to the open side right now, the unders line. That's the winger there in Ava Glassy. Made a big run, set up the first try just before half-time. Now they come left-hand side, Newcastle. There's half a gap, there's a whole gap. And she's turned it over straight to a Sharks player. It was Eismunger who accepted that gleefully. Now the Sharks, what can they do with it? Davis Welsh has had a whale of a game in the opening 40 minutes of play. Just under half an hour remaining in the grand final. Sharks 18, Knights 8. There's Leilua off the back fence. Can she get it out the back? She can. Found the support in the form of Tani Ingram. 30 metres out from the line. Vasilovsky finds Rapata. Good run there. Makes another 10 metres. Cronulla 20 metres out. That was the other second rower in Sampson. Now it's Sean Filippo, the replacement player who's on, turns it inside for Eismunger. 15 out, 20 in, western side, arm up, last tackle. They keep coming to the short side. Short ball, I don't know if that was the right option there for Monique Donovan, who tried to crash ball through from about 10 metres, Connor. I don't think that was the right play, but it is a turnover inside the Newcastle 10.
Well, the idea was there in theory. Good idea in theory as Newcastle break through that line.
They're away up over the 20 to the 30 metre line. Cover tackle comes from Miller Kane over the top. Also there, she's going to give away the penalty. She no, wow. Definite penalty for holding down, in my opinion. Referee Marnie saw it otherwise. Newcastle, 5 short of halfway, 20 in from touch, western side of the ground. Shadows starting to stretch across the stadium here at Parramatta. Now the Knights, 40 metres out, getting some momentum here. 7 gone second half. They've already scored 1. They want another. Straight up the middle. That looks like Kukatai. Takes it to within 30 of the line, in line with the left hand upright. Dummy half is Charlie Larmit. Very slow play the ball, referee says. Time off, Newcastle wanted the penalty. Didn't get it. Larmit slams into the back of Kukatai as they get the mark correctly. Now they put it through their hands. Newcastle, great tackle around the hips. Dom Dutois, experience there from the centre alongside Ella Rapata. 31 metres out. She's lost it in the tackle. Lost in the tackle. Cronulla holds on. 7.5 gone second half. Cronulla 18, Newcastle 8.
That is just absolutely poor handling there by Newcastle to play the ball and knock it on in the process, and that gives Cronulla an opportunity to get inside Newcastle territory with this set of 6 coming up. They'll have the loose head and feet. Centre of the field, 30 out from their own try line, and Justin Davies, this could be a bit of a gimme here for the Sharkies.
Yeah, it's a big chance for the Sharks as they made a double change here, bringing on their big front rollers to get them some go forward here.
Well, they certainly need Carter and Kelly Sainz to give them a bit of impetus up front. There's the dangerous Dom Dutois, the Sevens rugby gold medal winner with the Wallaroos. She played it. Now she's wearing the black, white and blue of Cronulla. Sharks 15 short of halfway, their own side of the ground. Unders line, there's Carter once again, Jacinta Carter. Tell you what, she'd be in the votes this afternoon, Connor. She's had a massive afternoon out for me.
Oh, she's had a great job, hasn't she?
Now we see the Sharks keeping it alive. Good hands down low there on the right-hand side. It wasn't the best pass, but she took it beautifully there. That was Falila Fakalelu. As we see the Sharks staying in the field of play. It's almost a rolling maul as they get brought down 29 metres out. 5 in from touch, arm up, last tackle. Kane into dummy half, and that is a shocking pass from Miller Kane. Olivia Herman, that was a devil of a pass to receive, and she had no chance.
And Sophie Buller came in and just rubbed her hand on the top of her head just to add salt to the wounds there for the Cronulla Sharks, and Newcastle will have the turnover. If they're not careful, Newcastle, they might see themselves getting handbags at 10 paces here.
Kane threw the head back. She knew she'd made an error there from dummy half as the Knights play it 33 metres out from their own line, southern end of the ground, 22 in western side. They come back open side right now, the Knights, to the 40-metre line. And they'll play it pretty well centre field. Larmid out of dummy half, goes right-hand side, found her locked forward in Leilani Arsam, who's had a big afternoon. If the Knights can get home, she'll be a key to them. Larmid out of dummy half. And the knock-on comes from Kukatai. Kukatai wasn't the best pass again from Larmid, but Kukatai puts it down. The Knights turn it over, and it'll be a scrum feed about 8 metres short of halfway.
Those last 3 sets of 6 have all ended up with knock-ons, or losing the ball. It's just very, very deplorable.
Down to JD on the touchline. It is a warm day. We know that. What are conditions like at ground level? Is the heat having an impact?
It is a bit warm down here, but it is otherwise perfect conditions. As Nick said at the halftime break, there's been some watering done at the break, so there's no reason they should be having handling issues. I think the Knights are just trying too much as they're trying to get back into this game. They're trying to score all the points at once.
As we see the Knights 5 short of halfway. Justin Davies on the touchline. Connor McNally alongside me. Mike Sheen bringing you the Women's Rugby League Grand Final. There's Fakalelu taking it forward over the halfway by about 8 metres. Pretty well centre field. Out of dummy half, the Sharks go through Ingram. Found a runner on the outside. We've got a Knights player down in the form of Sam. 40 metres out. Keep an eye on that, Connor, as we see the Sharks on the run. Left-hand side, Carter had the arms free, couldn't get the ball away in time. 19 metres out from the Newcastle line. They go left-hand side once again. Rapata found TJ Vasilevsky getting driven towards the eastern touchline, kept it alive on the inside. Did she go into touch? Yes. The touch judge on the far side has raised the flag.
And good timing too, because Leilani Arsam, I think she's having her knee or her ankle treated. She's in a bit of pain at the moment as we speak, and she has not got up in the last couple of minutes. So they're going to have to stop play here because she's not getting up. She's rolled onto her side, and I think, they're going to call time off now, and she'll be taken off.
It looks like it'll be a substitution here for Newcastle with Sam head in hands. She knows she's done her day by the looks of it. 40 metres out at the southern end, pretty well centre field, maybe 10 to the left of the...
She's up and okay, that's the good news.
But wiping away the tears, she knows her afternoon is done, and that looks like Emily MacArthur coming on in number 10 for the Knights. So that's a blow losing Sam. She'd been very effective off the edge of the ruck. Been very effective coming 1 or 2 passes off the ruck as we look at the incident on replay. Looks like there's been an accidental Cronulla foot on her foot, and it's twisted the wrong way. So certainly not ideal for the Sharks. Opponents in Newcastle as we see the Knights trying to work out of their own 20, getting back slammed into the turf 22 metres out. Good hit around the ribs from Jacinta Carter once again, and that stung the Newcastle player there. She's slowly getting back into position as the Knights up towards the 40. Lucy Spain been working hard this afternoon, the centre 3/4. Plays it now. Larmid fires it infield towards halfway. That looks like Kukatai going for a run. They'll play it now just short of halfway. In fact, it was the other front rower in MacArthur. Now Kukutai over the halfway line by 5 metres. Larmett keeps it going right-hand side. Little kick over the top, allowed to bounce, and that takes a leg break to be proud of as it finds touch on the eastern side of Parramatta. The Knights will take it. Looks like they're going to have to play the ball about 12 metres out, maybe 14 metres out, and pretty well centre field. Northern end of the ground. They lead 18-8 Cronulla over the Newcastle Knights. Just a slight hold up as we get back underway once again. Another turnover following the kick for touch. No scrum. Now they go back left-hand side. You can hear through our effects microphones the chat coming from the ground level. As we see the Sharks working right-hand side. Ingram. Unders line comes Eismunger. Eismunger plays at 15 short of halfway, 10 in from touch, western side of the ground. That's Fakalelu. Fakalelu plays it 8 metres short of halfway, just to the right of centre field. Now a show and go. Nobody bought that. That was Sean Philippou. Plays at 5 inside Sharks territory. Arm up last tackle. They come right-hand side of the Newcastle defence. Rapata, that's a brilliant kick. Good luck under that. Very well done there. Looks like we've got a player down here on the near side corner for Newcastle. They'll play it about 13 metres out from the Newcastle line. The Knights losing numbers. JD might be getting the skates on at ground level to keep an eye on what's happening.
I think that might have been MacArthur there, just wearing the headgear there. So that's 2 players in the last couple of minutes for Newcastle that have struck trouble.
As we see the Knights over the 30 and back slammed. Good legal tackle. Over the top was Carter. Underneath was Fakalelu. The Knights now working hard. Last tackle, 43 metres out. The arm goes up from referee Marnie. Back it comes, and it's been put down by Ashley Harvey. That just about sums up the Knights' day. It's just not going their way. They came in as pretty warm favourites, and they trailed by 10 with 20 to go in the grand final.
Well, Cronulla just, they're just hoping that the favour still goes their way. And what's going on here? There is a Cronulla player coming off now, and that's number 9 coming on, Leah Ollerton.
No,
Coffee Brookfield's coming back on.
So I'd say Ingram's done her stint for the day, and she's had her break now. Coffee Brookfield again trying to hail the taxis. 32 metres out. It's Carter up the middle. Newcastle have to get Carter, and they get it to ground 15 metres out from the line. Working to our right in the second half. That's Fakalelu. Fakalelu inside the 10, only 4 metres out from the line. Brookfield, 1 pass, 2 pass. That's come off a Newcastle player. That should be 6 more, referee. Oh, goodness me. I think he's not got that right. I thought that came off a Newcastle hand. Let's have a look at the replay here. The Knights brought it back to the right-hand side.
Knocked on.
Carter was the Cronulla player, but I thought he came off a Newcastle hand first. The referee's called time here. It looks like Carter's the one in the hands of the trainers, also a Knights player as well. We can see Micaiah Darcy about to come on in jersey 15, and this doesn't look good for the Knights. I'm trying to pick up who that is through our monitor. She's given the all clear, the trainer.
Well, the good news is it was a Sophie Buller, not MacArthur, as I mentioned before. So it was Sophie Buller that was down on the ground before, so she's up and okay. And it looks like the other Newcastle player looks fine at the moment. But, geez, Newcastle really striking the injury woes at the moment. Justin Davies, I think that would be some concern for the Newcastle coaching staff.
Yeah, they're starting to drop a bit like flies here. They've got to score some points very quickly here, but they need the numbers to do so as they feed a scrum here. They've got to do it the hard way coming from their own line.
They certainly do. They're 15 metres out, maybe 17 out from their own line on the first tackle. They probably need to score in the next probably 3 or 4 minutes to give themselves any sort of chance with 15 to go. They trail 18-8 Over the 30-metre line they come, but again, great defence from the Sharks. Carter over the top, making the tackle, but gives away the penalty this time, according to the referee. They wanted the tap and go there. Newcastle referee Marnie said, not this time, thank you. Take it back. Now they'll take the tap. The F-Boss restart, they go forward over the 40. They'll play it on the first. That's Darcy taking it forward. Now they work it right-hand side. That's Ollerton over the, in fact, I think that's Kukatai. Playing it 40 metres out. Ollerton out of dummy half. Gets driven back over the top was Fakalelu. Making the tackle. Ollerton steals a couple of metres. The ball fired back through the hands. Harvey finds Kayla Henderson. Already has one meat pie this afternoon, Henderson. The only one after the break. That came 3 minutes into the second half, giving us our 18-8 scoreline. So we see the Knights inside the 20. 18 metres out, 20 in from touch, eastern side. Arm up, last tackle. Back it comes for the kick. Harvey puts it high, cross field. Up they go. In fact, they don't go up. Spain spits it out the back. Ingram still on the field. The kick, will it go dead? Oh, he just had enough. He just had enough to cross the dead ball line back to the 20 for the double 360 restart.
Well, unfortunately for Newcastle, they wanted the ball to bounce back in their way. As Brandon Money says, go back and play it on the 20-metre mark, centre of the field, Cronulla. They'll do that now. That
one was taken a couple of metres to the right. Dutois makes 8-9 metres there, Dom Dutois. Been very impressive playing in the centres this afternoon. As we see... that's the centre in Monique Donovan going for a run. Now they fire it left-hand side from Brookfield. Up over the 40-metre line, Cronulla their own side of halfway. 16 and a half to go. Sharks lead 18-8. They work it left-hand side. Rapata, they don't want to give her any room, Newcastle. They know how dangerous she is. And she's brought down 43 metres out. 5 in from touch, eastern side of the ground. Back they come, open side right. Carter, 2 passes off the ruck. Fends off one, tried to fend off a second, but the cover was there. Kukatai over the top, making the tackle. Now it comes back. Little punch kick over the top. Lucy Spain took that nicely. And she makes about 8 or 9 metres. Brought down 29 metres out from the Newcastle line. 20 in from touch, western side. There's Kayla Henderson going for a run. Makes about 10 metres. 8 in from touch, western side of the ground. Some cloud rolling in over Parramatta. The sun has disappeared for the time being. JD, is it getting any cooler down at ground level?
It's getting a little bit cooler here, but the Knights have got to really get their foot on the gas here. Time's starting to run out for them here.
Ollerton pops it out the back. Thanks for that, JD. Back to you later. Kukatai keeps it alive. Found MacArthur. MacArthur brought down 33 metres out centre field, northern end. They work right-hand side. Harvey, still going. Rapata didn't fall for that. She's brought down 23 metres out. Arm up, last tackle. They go out of dummy half. Little chip over the top. Nobody coming through in red and blue, and that one had to be battered dead by the Sharks. 6 more for the Knights, 15 to go. The Knights trail at 18-8.
Oh, that was so unlucky there. So unlucky for Newcastle. They almost got the job done. It was Buller that kicked it, chased for it, and it actually, came off. Well, Buller tried to put her hands down and try and charge the ball down onto the ground with the hands on the ball, but it went out. Courtesy of the Cronulla Sharks, they'll get the goal line dropout. What do they do, Mike? Do they go short or do they go long?
I'm going long. You can't afford to give them any sort of opportunity here, Newcastle, so I'd be going long. It's a mid-kick, goes about 25 metres. Lucy Spain makes about 7-8 metres. Plays it 15 metres out, 10 in from touch. Western side, it was an average play. The ball referee said he let it go. Buller up the middle. She's working hard, only 2 metres out from the line. In line with the painted numbers. Ollerton fires it wide. MacArthur gets it on the wraparound, keeps it alive. Great defence, Cronulla. Read like tomorrow's front page. Guess who? Number 4, Dom Dutois. Read that beautifully and shut it down. Out of dummy half, MacArthur got the ball. The referee's going to say that's okay. That's not coming into Parramatta Stadium. Things are all good. Ball out the back. That's a 4B special. They've lost 30 metres. Henderson keeps it alive. They've got numbers on the right-hand side. Back to the 10 they come. 10 out, 10 in. Eastern side. Arm up last tackle. Back it comes for the kick. Harvey on the right. Peter Slipper swings it across field. Spain playing on the wing. Popped it back inside. Ingram. Did she get it down? Yes, she did. The Knights are coming home. 18-12. They trail 13 to go in the grand final.
Oh, this match is not over yet. It was Ingram that took that pass there from Lucy Spain, and Spain assisting there. She had the opening try before and for the Newcastle Knights in that first half, and now Newcastle are coming back in the second half with just under 13 minutes remaining. It was brilliantly picked up there by Charlie Lambert and Charlie Lambert. Oh, brilliant stuff there by the Newcastle Knights. Justin Davies, they might be on the comeback here. We could have a grandstand finish coming up.
Yeah, here we go. The Knights are coming home with a wet sail. Lucy Spain has been probably one of the Knights' best today, and she provides the assist there. It's a big kick, this one. They need to start getting these kicks if they want to get back in it. The Knights have shown when they've got a boot to the ball, they've done quite well. They scored 2 tries from a kick today.
3 tries apiece in the grand final, but it's a 6-point lead to the Sharks.
And most importantly, they have to get this kick. That is probably going to be the most important kick for Ashley Harvey coming up. If she misses this, they've got a lot of work to do in the final 12 minutes.
15 metres out, 15 in from touch. Western side at Parramatta to make it a 4-point ball game with 11:50 to go. She's none from 2 this afternoon, Ashley Harvey. Needs to slot this. Kick is on its way, and it's away to the right. Started right, held its line. Remains Newcastle trailing 18-12, 11 and a half to go.
It's killing them, isn't it? That goal kicking right now, the conversions, just absolutely killing Newcastle right now, and that could be the difference between winning this grand final in the Premiership and losing it.
As I said, 3 tries apiece. Ella Rapata 3 from 3, Ashley Harvey none from 3. So the game overall very even, but the Sharks hold a 6-point lead thanks to the boot of Ella Rapata. 11 and change to go here at Parramatta. Cronulla 18, Newcastle 12. You'd probably get 1 up from the Sharks fans. It's not fully up, but they're up and
up. No, actually, hang on.
I'll give them 1 up, and that's about it.
Up, Cronulla.
Yeah, it's about all you're getting.
Exactly.
Kick goes about 20 metres.
No.
It'll break for the Sharks. It took a wicked bounce. Larmont, the try scorer, came off her hands and fell into the arms of a Cronulla player. That was Miller Kane. Now, Fakalelu, 30 metres out, inside that. Inside 10 and a half to go in the big one. A try here for the Sharks, and you'd say she's all over. Out of dummy half, Brookfield. Carter steaming onto that from the back fence. Brought down a dozen out, 5 to the left of the upright southern end. Brookfield, Rapata, puts it through the hands. Vasilevsky, almost on the whirling dervish. They're trying to find an option here. Dutoit, no. Looking for her second. Brookfield. Oh, that looked very high, Mr. Referee, and he's going to say it was. That looked very high from up here, and referee Marnie's thought so as well.
Can't make mistakes like that. You just can't make mistakes. Brookfield comes in, nice little coat hanger there. And
it was the dummy half scoot from Brookfield. We said the number 9s were going to be the key. Brookfield has clearly won that battle this afternoon. Carter deserves a meat pie in the grand final. Won't get it here. 3 metres out from the line. Brookfield, does she go again? Rapata through their hands. Oh, it's gone to ground. Referee's going to say knock on. Dom Dutoit is trying to go under tries in the grand final. But it'll be a turnover 10 metres out centre field.
Dutoit, no. Non-Dutoit.
That's about the extent of my French, so we'll leave it there.
Well, time is called off. Newcastle have the loose head and feed. Justin Davies, down to you again. Can Cronulla hold on? Can they actually do it?
I think Cronulla should hold on here. The coaches are barking instructions at them here, making sure they're keeping their line whenever Newcastle are attacking. And also I was thinking maybe when they got that penalty, maybe just take the 2 as Newcastle lose it.
I was about to jump in. Newcastle have lost it on the first tackle. I was going to say, would you take the 1?
The field goal.
Is it too early for 1 point? 8.5 to go. You're up by 6.
No, I think
I'm getting a shake of the head from the far end.
Maybe in the final 5 minutes, maybe you could. Justin?
7 points, you would think, with the kicking from Newcastle. 7 points, that might just be enough.
I think so too. Justin, what are your thoughts?
I think go for it in this set. If you can't do anything on the first few tackles, set it up and pile it over the field goal to probably guarantee this win.
Inside 8.5, 8:20 to go in the grand final. Brookfield from the base of the scrum. Rapata, Dom Dutoit. In fact, that's Vasilevsky. The pass is a shocker. It is an absolute barrier for Georgia Willie. She had no chance of reeling that in, and it went into touch. They did all the hard work, Brookfield. Rapata, Vasilevsky had Willie on the outside but couldn't find it, and goes into touch. Now the Knights have to go the distance, 7:50 remaining. 20 metres out from their own line, the Knights at the wrong end of the ground and being monstered by the wall of black, white and blue. As we see the Knights coming out of their own end. Larmett's had a big game out of dummy half. She waits for Emily MacArthur to play it. 13 short of halfway. Now through their hands, Harvey found a runner there. I think that was Henderson. In fact, Henderson's directing traffic from the back of the ruck. Larmett finding some easy metres. And Carter makes the tackle 40 metres out. Arm up, last tackle. Back it comes. Now the kick from Morris. Puts it high into the air. Easily taken there by Miller Kane, I think it was. Or in fact, it's the centre in Monique Donovan, the skipper. Inside 7 to go. 18-12, Cronulla leads it. Smart football from here, and they should win. Dutoit trying to get through the line of red and blue. Herman over the top, making the tackle. Plays it 20 metres out. Now they go left-hand side. Cronulla trying to find a way through. Is the trophy heading back to the Shire or up the M1? There's Davis Welsh. She's been quiet in the second half but had a whale in the first. She plays it 15 short of halfway, centre field. That's the front rower in Kelly Signs. Takes it forward, 5 short of halfway, arm up, last tackle. Brookfield back for the kick from Herman. Not a bad looking kick. Be taken easily in the shadows by Kayla Henderson, and she's brought to ground. 18 short of halfway, 15 in, western side. Out of dummy half. Little scoop there, Tyler Brown trying to spark something for the Knights. Spain appealing for a penalty, but she's lost it. Referee's going to say penalty for hands in the ruck. I think it was a penalty for hands in the ruck.
Oh boy, Cronulla. It's like they're wanting to give up this fight at the moment. And now Newcastle are arguing the point of this penalty, but they'll take the tap. Tap to be taken now by Leah Ollerton.
No,
they'll kick for touch.
They are going to kick for the line.
I was just going to say, last time a Newcastle side won this competition, 2019 against Mounties, that was CRL Newcastle. So for the Knights, they're chasing their very first premiership, whilst Cronulla, you've got to go back almost 10 years. You've got to go back to the previous iteration of this competition, the Sydney Metropolitan competition, Cronulla carrying bar beating Greenacre in 2016.
So really it's a maiden premiership for either of these sides. Kukatai plays it 15 metres out. Knights on the attack. They come left-hand side, out wide for Tyler Brown. And she's brought down. Good tackle from Monique Donovan. The captain had to make it 10 metres out. 8 metres in. Through the hands, MacArthur straight up the middle. No way through there. Carter was in making the tackle around the hips along with the second rower in Eismunger. Through the hands now. That's the lock forward in Sam, who's back on the field. She seems to have recovered from that knock earlier. Arm up, last tackle, 4 metres out, northern end. 4:40 to go, crash ball, no way through there, turnover. Cronulla hold on, great defence from the Shire.
This is real hard-in-the-mouth stuff, isn't it? It is absolutely crazy. And Cronulla They're just holding on, right on that line. They need to keep the ball in possession in this red zone right now if they have any chance to try and hold on to this lead.
They lead by 6 inside the final 5 minutes, down to 4 1/4 in the grand final. That's Connor McNally. I'm Mike Sheen. Justin Davies downstairs bringing you the action. Brookfield out of dummy half. That's a great run from Coffee Brookfield. Stole about 15 metres, plays at 25 out. Just to the left of centre field, northern end of the ground. They're running to our right. That's Davis Welsh, takes it forward. Plays at 15 short of halfway, pretty well in the middle of Parramatta. Brookfield, left-hand side. Big kick downfield from Cronulla. That's a great kick. The chase not so great from the Sharks. Inside 4 minutes, what can the Knights do? Can they spark something? Henderson this way and that. More like the zigzag railway, but not getting through there. And brought down 25 metres out, pretty well centre field. Comes back to the left-hand side. The Knights trying to work their way upfield. 3:20 and counting in the grand final. Sharks 18, Knights 12. Out of dummy half, that's Morris going for a run. Brought down 9 short of halfway. Carter over the top. And I think that was the other front rower in Kelly Sines. That's come off a Cronulla hand, I think. Referee's going to say double knock on first from the Sharks.
Mondonovan was the one there, put the hand in the ball there to try and steal it, but it knocks on. It will be a Newcastle loose head and feed.
They're trying to pack the scrum quickly here. Newcastle, they stop the clock. 2:48 remaining in the grand final. Jacinta Carter. I think she's just making some running adjustments there. No problem for her, she's okay. As we see the scrum to be worked on halfway, 20 in western side, just in front of the New South Wales Rugby League logo painted at Parramatta. They come short side here, Newcastle. Jolie Morris got it away. Tyler Brown can't get through this time, brought down 33 metres out. 5 in western side. Comes back. That was a flat pass from dummy half by Leah Ollerton. The referee in touch, he said it was okay. They'll play it now. That was MacArthur. Ollerton. Sam. That's through the hands. Morris for Henderson. Not getting through here. 2:20 remaining. Not many tackles in the count. Ollerton. Morris, right hand side. Great cover tackle on Sam. Second effort. That's going to be a penalty to Cronulla. A vital penalty to the Sharks as we approach 2 minutes remaining in the grand final. Definitely a second effort, double movement, call it what you want.
Yeah, and I think that'll do it for Cronulla. That'll be the grand final. That double movement, yeah, you can see it.
She thought she wasn't held, went again, but clearly the tackle was made and Cronulla arms were up. They know they're just about home, 140 and counting. You'd think Cronulla get a full set. Newcastle maybe about 4 tackles at best. They just need to hold on to the steed in here, Cronulla, and they should just about wrap up the Women's Premiership Grand Final. It's been a tight old affair after a torrid first 30 minutes. Coffee Brookfield, 15 short of halfway, 15 in, eastern side of the ground. The sun reappearing here at Parramatta Stadium. That's Davis Welsh over the 40. Good run from Nakia Davis Welsh. Stopped 7 short of halfway. Brookfield, left-hand side. Rapata kicks for the eastern touchline. Henderson, they've given her 1 minute, so they've got 1 full set at their disposal. Penalty inside the 10. Just what the Knights needed. Penalty inside the 10 is the call from Brandon Manny. We're down to 48 seconds and counting. So the time is not a friend of Newcastle. They find touch. 5 metres short of halfway. Down to 37 seconds, so maybe 3 plays at best. The Knights need to find something. They're 47, 45 metres from the line. 20 in from touch. Eastern side of Parramatta. They come back to the open right. Sam through their hands. Now they swing it wide. Trying to find a way through the defence. Lucy Spain brought down 37 metres out. Brown out of dummy half. They have to keep it alive at all costs. The Knights, MacArthur. That's not the player you want. The countdown is on in the background. Newcastle, last chance. Saloon doors have been thrown away. All or nothing in the grand final. Spain on the inside. The tackle is made by Monique Donovan. Cronulla are your Women's Premiership champions in 2025. They hold on grimly. 18 points to 12, the final score. Cronulla take the title.
Oh, brilliant stuff by Cronulla. 3 tries apiece, but it was the conversions by Ella Apata that made the difference for the Cronulla Sharks. They win 18 points to 12. Brookfield, Donovan, Dutoit, the try scorers for the Sharks. Brown, Henderson, Lamer for the Knights. What a win. And celebrations aplenty for the Shire as Newcastle can't believe what they've just witnessed. It is celebrations aplenty. It is their first New South Wales Women's Premiership, and it's their first in the women's open age in New South Wales since 2016. A great effort. Justin Davies is trying to find someone down the sideline, so just see if he can try and get into chat with one of the players.
Could say he's circling like a shark in the waters.
He is.
Trying to find someone, JD. We'll get hold of somebody in a moment. I think he's got someone, has he?
No, not yet.
No, I thought he did. Celebrations continuing at ground level.
You got a feel for Newcastle. Minor premiers this season, and they just fall short for the second year in a row. Utterly bad luck. We might be able to... Let's just see if we can get in there with Justin. Here we go. All right, let's go downstairs to Justin Davies, who's got one of the Cronulla players with her.
Here with Dom Dutoit. How was that, winning the first title for the Cronulla Sharks? You had to hold on at the end there.
Yeah, it was unreal. We totally didn't make it easy for ourselves in the second half, but wow, I'm proud of these girls. Got such a good culture. They dug deep and stuck it for each other, and that's what we said. Still with you, mate, next year.
Yeah, you really set that up in the first 20 minutes there. You came out there, put on 3 tries and really shocked them.
Yeah, couldn't have asked for a better start than that. We gave away a few penalties in the first set, but put on them 3 early tries. That's what did it for us in the end.
And we saw the celebration at the end. How tight-knit is this club? Just seeing all those celebrations at the end.
Yeah, from NRLW all the way down to Harvey's. We've got the whole little team here. They played last night and they made the effort to come out here. We've got such a good culture at this club. So proud to be a Sharky.
Congrats on the win.
Thanks so much.
Justin Davies downstairs with Dom Dutoit. The celebrations continue. The Knights, what can you say? 3 tries apiece in the grand final. Goal kicking was the difference. But the Sharks, their defence in the last 10-15 minutes, absolutely outstanding.
I think you could say it was all down in the first half. All those 3 tries by Cronulla and those conversions really made a difference. And Newcastle, as I said before, second year in a row, they have failed to get the trophy in their possession. Here we go. Oh, here we go.
Dunking.
The dunking's happened.
We also have another interview with one of the coaches here for the Sharks.
Let's go down, Justin.
I've got one of the Sharks coaches. How much does it mean to get the title for the club here?
I think it means a lot for the girls. Listen, we put it to them at the beginning of the year. And we said that we had a group to win it, and credit to them, they've done it.
And it was a good game plan from the start. You really shocked the Knights at the start. They're putting on the 3 tries in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, we did. We knew, Knights have been sitting first all season, and we knew that they were a tough team and they were going to try and break us through the middle, and that's what we prepared for at the beginning of the week, and we were able to come out and execute.
And some good defence near the end there. They hold them out. They were coming strong near the end there.
Yeah, I think a few lungs were burning out there, but I'm just proud of the girls that they've done it.
Go enjoy the celebration.
What a fabulous grand final. What a great performance by Cronulla Sutherland. Can you believe they are the champions? Look, I thought Newcastle were comfortably going to win this leading into it. I just thought, look, the goods, but maybe they read the hype, and that might be what hurt them. 18-12. Good comeback, I suppose, from Newcastle, but the Sharks are too good. Brookfield, Donovan and Dutoit scoring in the first half. Rapata 3 from 3. Brown scored the try for Newcastle in the first half. Then Henderson and Lament in the second half. 18-12. There's so many talking points in this game, Sheensy, but the Sharks, they gritted out in the second half to defend when Newcastle were humming.
Newcastle won 11 games in a row. The 2 losses they've had, the first game and the last game. They lost to Canterbury in the opening day, 20 points to 14, and now they've lost here 18-12. Not the way you want to bookend a season.
You're not wrong about that. Just trying to see where Justin is. He's been probably swarmed by everybody here. Can I just say, the atmosphere's building. That cloud's gone away for the moment, so we might not get any rain at the moment. Well, we're hoping it doesn't piss down at some point, do we? But, yeah, there's so many talking points, but a great performance by the Sharks to get the chocolates in the 2025 Women's Premiership. We'll take the presentation shortly when it does happen, of course. Celebration still building for the Sharks. And we're not too far away from the Dragons and the Warriors in the New South Wales Cup Grand Final.
Just looking down on the field, Nick, I can see, though we heard Dom Dutoit mention it, all the NRLW girls are on the field, turned up to watch I guess, reserves. I don't want to disrespect the girls that played today, but they came out and watched this team today in their grand final, and that real culture down at the Sharks of that one in all in club mentality.
It's been building for a number of years, the women's sides in the Cronulla camp. It's been like a gradual build, and it's been a successful build as well. So they've really had a real pathway system that's been developed. Andrew Fafita's been involved in the side, and of course, let's not forget, Cronulla have been very, very supportive. It's been a great successful year for the Sharks and the Women's Premiership. I guess you could say it's been one that's been brewing for a while. Finally, they get the job done. And no disrespect to Newcastle, they have been one of the teams that have been dominant in this level of competition for the last couple of seasons.
Probably the benchmark team over the last 2 or 3 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we're waiting for the presentation to happen shortly for the Women's Premiership Grand Final. Mike Sheen, what a fabulous broadcast by you. You got excited, buddy.
I certainly did.
But you nearly fell off your chair.
If you can't get excited with that, there's a problem.
It'd be a worry if you did fall off your chair. I was going to say, because the wheels will be going backwards. JP will be going A over T as well. We don't need that.
No, we don't need any of that.
But yeah, great description. And yeah, can you believe they won? I'm still in a bit of shock about the Sharks winning.
I think it was more the way they won it. No, I'm not surprised. The overall result, probably a little bit of a surprise, but the fact about how they won it, no, that's not a real surprise, because they really gritted that out the second half. There was the old-fashioned G&D in the second half.
Yeah.
That was what it was. It wasn't pretty by any means, but they had to roll up the sleeves, as it were, and just guts it out. And even in that last minute, the cover defence had to be made, tackles had to be made, and fitting that Monique Donovan, the skipper, made the last tackle to ensure that the trophy heads down to the Shire.
Justin Davies has rejoined us in the broadcast box. Cracking game, wasn't it, though?
That was a wonderful game of footy out there. Wonderful advertisement for women's rugby league, I think. We had a wonderful game last night in the Roosters and Sharks NRLW, and this is really just continue it as we go to the presentation.
Fantastic rugby league teams. The first place of the minor premiers, Newcastle Knights, unable to get over the top of the third place, Cronulla Sharks. But please put your hands together as we congratulate both teams on a fantastic game on Grand Final Day. It gives me great pleasure to welcome our official party onto the stage for our presentation. Firstly, the chair of New South Wales Rugby League, Carolyn Campbell, and board member of the New South Wales Rugby League, Bob Walsh. Before we get into the presentation to the players, we would like to acknowledge our match officials for their part in the game here today. We ask them to come up on the stage to accept their medallions. Our referee, Brendan Manny, our touch judges, Adam Siriani and Gage Miles, and our in-goal judges, Lachlan Greenfield and Joel Pitchsider. Thanks again for our match officials for their contribution, not just today, but for right throughout season 2025. It's now time to present the player of the match for the Harvey Norman Women's Premiership Grand Final. And the player of the match for 2025 from the Cronulla Sharks, Dominic Dutoit.
Firstly, thanks so much to Newcastle for an incredible game. You guys certainly made that really, really hard for us, and thanks to everyone, all our sponsors. Well done to the Sharkies girls. I'm so incredibly proud of you. And to NRLW girls coming to support us, so proud of you guys. Love being part of this club. Thank you.
Well done, Dominic, and congratulations on being our player of the match on grand final day. Well, as we said, the Newcastle Knights were gallant in defeat this afternoon. They were minor premiers in season 2025, and now ask their captain, Carissa Reid, to come forward to say a few words.
I just want to thank all of the sponsors, Harvey Norman, New South Wales Rugby League, the referees, the Sharks for such a good game. You girls are tough, so well done. And lastly, to my girls, keep your heads up. I'm really proud of the season that we had. Yeah.
Congratulations, Carissa and the Newcastle Knights on a fantastic season at 2025. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome up onto the stage the premiers for 2025, the Cronulla Sharks, starting with their fullback, number 1, Tia Jordan Vasilovsky. The winger, number 2, Miller Kane. Our player of the match, number 4, Dominic Dutoit. The winger, number 5, Georgia Wiley. The 5'8", number 6, Ella Rapata. The halfback for the Sharks, number 7, Olivia Herman. Starting in the middle, number 10, Tamaya Kelly Signs. The dummy half, number 9, Kofi Brookfield. Starting in the middle in 23, Jacinta Carter. Back rower, number 11, Mariwa Sampson. Back rower, number 12, Marnie Icemonger. Starting at lock forward on grand final day in number 24, Nakia Davis-Welch. On the bench for the Sharks, number 13, Sian Filippo. Number 14, Tani Ingram. Number 15, Falila Pakalelu. Number 20, Leki Leilua. The replacement player this afternoon, number 18, Michaela Langer. And finally, please welcome to the stage the captain of the Cronulla Sharks, Monique Donovan.
I just want to thank all the supporters and our families for coming out today to support us and also throughout our season. Also a big thank you to Knights, who's really came out firing in that second half and keeping us on our toes. And a huge thank you to all our coaching staff, and honestly couldn't have done it without my amazing team. And yeah, just thank you all.
All right, Monique will now accept the trophy from Carolyn Campbell. And now this is the moment the Cronulla Sharks have been waiting and playing all season for. Here they are, our Harvey Norman Women's Premiers for 2025. They are the Cronulla Sharks.
Well-deserved win. Let's have a listen to this. Everybody enjoy this. I can see Connor dancing as we speak.
Up, Cronulla, the girls in the black, white and blue. Up, Cronulla, name of the Sharks with you. Sharks, Sharks forever. Go out and play with our feet. Now's the time to see good football, for the Sharks are here.
Big win by Cronulla Sutherland, winning the Women's Premiership 18-12 in what was a thrilling contest. Up next, the New South Wales Cup Grand Final between the Dragons and the Warriors. It's going to be a cracker. Looking forward to it on the Sydney Sports Radio Network.
The girls in the black, white and blue. Up, Cronulla. Name of the Sharks with you. Sharks forever. Go out and play without fear. Now's the time to see good football. For the Sharks are here. Up the Sharks.